They've warmed our hearts, made us laugh, and become dear friends that we will always love and want more of. Many rumors have been going around about John Travolta's love life and personal life, so he has chosen to clear things up. His life has been marked by triumphs, losses, love, and a strong spirit that will last forever. His story is an emotional roller coaster. We just washed the hair. I spend a lot of time on my hair, and you hit it. He pulls my hair. From his quick rise to fame with Saturday Night Fever, to the deep depths of love and loss for his wife Kelly Preston. We look at these parts of Travolta's life that have never been told before, as he breaks the silence about his new love and thinks about the future. How is he going to walk the next mile? Come with us as we look into the fascinating life of John Travolta. Dear Olivia, John Travolta is a huge star in Hollywood, but he has had to deal with the problems that come with being famous. Problems and wins have marked his path, and many of these private events have been covered by the media. For example, his involvement with Scientology and his public relationships have caused problems. Today, though, the actor wants to clear the air and put an end to the reports that have everyone interested. We can't wait to hear what interesting things he has to say next. To understand where Travolta is now, we need to look at some of the things he has won and lost in the past. Olivia Newton-John, John Travolta's close friend, was one of the first big losses he had to deal with. Because he was so touched by this loss, John Travolta wrote a poignant tribute on social media. He sent her a picture of the two of them and wrote, "My dear Olivia, your light made our world brighter. You had an enormous effect. I love you and I hope to see you again soon. Then we'll all be whole again. I have loved you since the first time I met you, and that will never change. Watch out for Danny and John. Dear friend, please rest in peace. Christy Alley." After the fact, John said that losing John Travolta was terrible, but hearing that Christy Alley had died at the age of 71 hurt him even more. Christy was told in May 2022 that she had stage 4 colon cancer. The beloved Cheers star fought bravely until she died a few months later. There was a lot of energy between Travolta and Alley when they were in the Look Who's Talking movie series. This made them one of the most famous comedic pairs in Hollywood in the 1980s and kept people watching them. Their friendly conversation and real love went beyond the cameras, and they became best friends while keeping their fans entertained. Travolta got his big break much earlier in the 1976 TV movie Bubble Boy. He has come a long way since his humble beginnings. Travolta gave an amazing performance as Tom, a young boy with a weak immune system who has to live in a safe plastic bubble. He showed how Tom feels alone and wants to connect with other people. The movie's good reviews made Travolta a star, and he went on to have a successful and memorable career with parts like Tony Manero in Saturday Night Fever and Vincent Vega in Pulp Fiction. He took the lessons he learned from playing Tom and Bubble Boy with him through everything. He reminded people of the power of resilience and the natural human desire for love and connection, even when life seems to be full of problems that can't be solved. Diana Hyland when Diana Hyland and John Travolta met on the set of The Boy in the Plastic Bubble. Rumors spread that they wouldn't go together. There was a heated relationship growing between Travolta, 22, and Hyland, 40, even though they played mother and son in the movie. Even though this isn't usually done, the link was clear. The news reported that they were eager and full of life's energy. Sad to say, they didn't get to spend much time together because Hyland died of breast cancer in 1977. Since then, everyone has known that she died in Travolta's arms. He later said that her death had a big impact on him. Left a mark on his life that will never go away. Driver for him, Travolta is known for more than just playing. He also loves flying. He recently got his license to fly, which means he could fly private planes since he is an experienced pilot. Because he loved flying so much, he bought 5 personal planes, including the well-known Boeing 707. He takes his family and friends on trips all over the country and to faraway places with this fleet. There's more to John Travolta than just his love of planes. His love of flying went to a whole new level when he built a house in the middle of an airport. It is a huge house that's 7,600 square feet and has a 3,600-foot runway and his favorite fleet of Boeing 707 Gulfstream II and Learjet 25 planes. Worth or value, John has also been very flexible in his work and has been a part of almost every aspect of Hollywood. With hits like Saturday Night Fever and Hairspray, he has been in a lot of movies over the years. Because of this long reign, he is now worth about $250 million, making him one of the highest paid stars in Hollywood. Travolta has seen his wealth more as the freedom to follow his dreams with unwavering commitment. For example, he has put a lot of money into aviation and has a fleet of private planes, including a Boeing 707 and a Gulfstream II, parked next to his fancy Florida home. Also, castles and metal wings aren't the only ways to measure his success. His iconic parts, the way he brings life to every character he's played, and the sheer number of hits that keep the royalties coming in have made him a legend. Travolta has made his mark on movie history and the sands of time. His skill, determination, and passion are what make him successful, even though his estimated $250 million may have bought him private jets and huge mansions. His story shows how important it is to go after your dreams and work hard to improve your skills. In 1977, John Travolta's Admitted also set off a disco craze. His dance moves lit up the dance floors with a rare mix of raw ability and careful skill. But it turned out that he had been practicing hard at a dance school for months, even though he looked like he was naturally confident when he danced for his fans. Travolta got his ideas from Soul Train's Electric Energy. He made a style that went beyond steps and became a part of culture. He once told Vanity Fair, "I liked black people dancing to white music, this is why the movie was more of a mix of cultures." Love Never Ends. Travolta's love life had both good and bad things in it. It was on the set of The Experts in 1987 that he met Kelly Preston. The way they met lit a fire at her home. People say that nothing lasts forever, like a slow jam on a broken record player. Their links spiked and faded, but fate had another plan for her. They got back together while working on different movies in Vancouver in 1990, giving their relationship a second try. As the saying goes, the rest is Hollywood history. Now that they weren't limited by outside forces, they lived out their second act in a loving relationship. They had planned to get married in New York, but things didn't always go as planned. Even though they ran into more problems, they were able to have a small, private wedding. Family Matter. Travolta's artistic talent did not come from within him. Helen, his mother, was a pioneer in her acting career and planned her son's future without realizing it. Travolta said that seeing his mother's amazing performances on stage and screen sparked his desire to become an artist. John learned how to be a triple threat in the New York theater scene. He learned how to sing, dance, and play. This ability to change styles became his signature step, which was clear in his parts in Grease and Saturday Night Fever, where his charismatic moves and emotional depth wowed audiences. Marriage twice. Kelly Preston had a lot of problems with her relationships before she met John Travolta. John and Kelly fell in love when they met on The Experts in 1987, but Kelly's marriage to Kevin Gage stayed in the way. After only 2 years, the Hawaiian wedding was over. She then married the good-looking actor George Clooney. Even though the relationship didn't last, Clooney showed his love by giving her a pet pig named Max. Preston and Travolta met again in Vancouver. They were both single and ready to start a new life. They found cracks in their relationship, though, as they made plans for their wedding in New York. They decided to get married in a sweet way in Paris in 1991. Their marriage shows how strong true love is. In 1991, though, a Scientology preacher led their first ceremony. It was technically invalid because of a small mistake. Even though they made a mistake, they tried again later that same year on the shores of Daytona Beach. Sad family. The couple was happy together, but in 2009 they were hit hard. While on vacation in the Bahamas, their 16-year-old son Jet had a seizure that killed him. The death shocked their family, especially Ella, Jet's sister, and had a big effect on John's work. Even after the loss, John's relationship with his friend stayed a source of strength. Both had a strong love for the performing arts, which can be seen in John's wide range of films. A lot of people also think of John Travolta as a man who is strongly rooted in family and tradition. Caleb Landry Jones. Through his grandpa Salvatore, Palvotra can trace his Italian-American roots. Salvatore crossed the ocean to find the American dream. Salvatore, who was full of the spirit of chance, fed his love of football. He felt the thrill of playing in a semi-professional league before looking for a safer way to make a living. He found it in accounting, which set the family up for the future. Oprah Winfrey. Oprah Winfrey is one of John Travolta's best friends. Winfrey says that Travolta is her favorite movie star, and he always picks her show over others. In 2010, this strong bond hit its most heartwarming point. As the last season of Oprah's famous talk show began, she surprised her viewers by giving them a free trip to Australia. Travolta, who was always willing to help others, raised the stakes by offering to fly everyone to their dream location himself. This moment shows how much they both want to bring joy to others, make memories that will last a lifetime, and keep their friendship strong. Kelly Preston didn't get to John Travolta in a straight line. Among other things, she was engaged to Charlie Sheen in 1990. Sheen asked her to marry him by giving her a 2-carat diamond ring. The ring meant a happy and long life together. But their journey took a strange turn when they were separated by a gun accident. Kelly's autobiography went into great depth about the gun incident. Charlie had a gun in his pocket while Kelly tried to clean up and move the pants around. The gun unfortunately went off. She was hit in the arm when he charged. Once the situation was over, they both agreed to sell the engagement ring, which ended their engagement. In 1996, John and Kelly decided to live up to their roles. The world could see their happiness in a rare sight outside the red carpet. They talked about a magical weekend they had with Demi Moore and Bruce Willis, and how they thought they got pregnant with their beloved son Jet. His untimely death a few years later puts a sad shadow over their story. But the Travoltas have never been afraid to show how real life is. They have said in public that they are having problems, that they are ready to get help, and that their loyal friends will always be there for them. Their honesty, which is very different from Hollywood's closed-off image, has earned them a lot of respect and love. Mischief and love. Douglas GDB, a former pilot, told the National Enquirer in 2014 that he had been making out with John Travolta for 6 years. When GDB talked to the press, he broke his silence. The Travolta family said the claims were crazy, but GDB said he wasn't breaking any non-disclosure deals. He also said again that he was telling the truth even though his family was said to not know about the connection. Photographs of John Travolta and other people touching each other have also made people more interested in his private life. In public, he has been seen getting close to both male and female friends, which has led to rumors about his relationships. Travolta has talked about this and said that he greets and goodbyes all of his close friends with the same amount of love, no matter what gender they are. But something that happened when Travolta got on his private jet with an unknown man got a lot of attention from the media. Even though we don't know all the information about this event yet, it shows that people are still interested in Travolta's personal life. Keeping things going, John's fame has brought him worldwide acclaim for his art and a lot of fans, but it has also put him and his family under the harsh light of public criticism. In an interview, he talked about how annoyed he was with two types of media coverage: false accusations made against him personally and hurtful rumors about his family. Travolta thinks that the fake stories are made to make people angry and to make quick money. Claims that he is having gay relationships are easily brushed off as lies meant to make him look bad. But his patience breaks down when family is involved. He specifically talked about the hurtful comments made by the media about Jet's death, the false charges made against the Travoltas, and their religious beliefs. He also said that the media's lack of understanding during this very personal disaster left a scar that will never go away. Their daughter Ella Blue has also been hurt. John thinks the media is crazy about how much she weighs, which he sees as a huge problem because it invades a child's privacy and makes her feel bad about her body. Not only that, but Travolta said it's easy for him to ignore personal threats. But the fact that the media doesn't care about his family is very upsetting. John Travolta and Kirstie Alley had a good relationship on screen in the Look Who's Talking series. This was more than just a show. It looked like a real bond that grew out of nothing. They became very close because they had a lot in common, like a strong belief in Scientology. Kirstie didn't tell him how she really felt about him until a long time later. On the Barbara Walters show, she told everyone that he was the love of her life. Bad things happen. Before Kelly's untimely death, John and Kelly Travolta were married for 25 years. They talked at length about how important it is to care for, respect, and love each other deeply in an interview with Closer Weekly. They worked hard to keep each other safe, recognizing that a long-term relationship needs ongoing commitment and effort. Tragically, this love was put to the test when their 16-year-old son Jet died of a seizure. Ella, Jet's younger sister, went through unbearable loss when she was very young. John and Kelly said in a sad statement after Jet's death that he was the best kid they could ever have thought of. When their 16-year-old son Jet died, it left a huge hole in their lives. Then another sadness came along. A terrible accident happened to the family as they were flying at a major airport. A driver hit their dogs while they were on the property with an airport contact taking them for a short walk. The death came on quickly and was very sad, adding to their sadness. After the incident, the airport sent flowers, condolences, and an official letter of regret to show their deepest sympathy for love. Besides the sadness of losing a child, they felt a sudden happiness. Kelly got the shocking news when she was 47 years old. She was having a baby. 16 months after their world fell apart, life gave them a gift they never thought possible. They were excited to tell everyone their good news because they knew they couldn't keep it a secret when it was something so wonderful. The news that they were going to have a baby gave them hope. A cold night ends with a sunrise. They made Benjamin Travolta a part of their lives in November 2010. With his big eyes and contagious smile, the little boy gave everyone a new sense of purpose. In an interview with Hello, they said, "He's given us a new beginning magazine. Benjamin's birth wasn't just another family member, it was like a new start for the Travoltas. He was a light of hope and a source of laughter that slowly drowned out the pain of their loss. We're all back to life because of him." Kelly talked, and her voice was full of happiness. Moving on, John said, "It's been encouraging, especially when he smiles at me and seems happy in my arms." His words were a mix of sadness and thanks. Benjamin's arrival was a powerful lesson that life can bring gifts out of the blue, even when we've lost so much. He was a sign of hope for the Travoltas, and everyone was moved by their story. There have always been rumors and guesses about John. One thing that comes up a lot is the idea that he has a past of unwanted romantic advances. These claims are strongly denied by Travolta, who thinks they are especially hurtful now that Jet has died. In an interview with the Daily Beast, he talked about the claims. He said, "I found it most offensive with the loss of my son. Travolta is proud of the fact that he plans to work on more difficult projects in the future. Now that streaming services are popular, he might not have to make as many big-budget Hollywood hits. Instead, he could work on shows like The People v. O.J. Simpson American Crime Story on Netflix. It's still unclear whether he will work on more TV projects or spend more time with his family. As we mourn his death, we think his strength is more important than ever." Kelly's death. Kelly's death in 2018 was a big hole in their love story that went back decades. After going through a few storms together, their friendship seemed unbreakable. But fate, which is out of our power, has dealt us a terrible blow. Kelly chose to face her battle with quiet strength after she was told she had breast cancer in 2018. She kept her illness mostly out of the public eye. She went through 2 years of private therapy before John shared the sad news of her death in a touching Instagram post. He spoke from the depths of his sadness as he praised her strength and the love that filled her last days. Dealing with grief, Travolta has stayed out of the spotlight since the death of his wife, which makes sense. John Travolta loves his kids very much, but he also remembers his late wife Kelly Preston very fondly, and there are more and more rumors in the media about a possible new chapter in his life. Sources close to the actor say he's slowly starting to feel the need for company again. Keep in mind that he hasn't officially revealed any new relationship, so his private life is still pretty secret. A reliable news source said that John has gone through a process of healing and grieving, but he's now at a point where he's truly open to the idea of love again. This change isn't his only choice. Friends and family who know about his journey have gently asked him to think about going forward. A different person said that Kelly wouldn't want him to be by himself. They also say he knows Kelly wants the best for him and his happiness. The person also said that Kelly's memory wouldn't get worse if she found love again. It might make the lives they're building together better. Details of any possible matchmaking are being kept secret, but reports say Travolta wants to meet someone nice, warm, and full of life. Lots of laughing and being yourself wouldn't hurt either. He needs comfort, closure, time to be, and time to heal from his loss. We get it. We look forward to seeing what John Travolta does next with love and understanding. His drive to do well, his ability to get through tough times, and the story of his love story will always be remembered as examples of the unwavering strength of the human spirit. He keeps walking. With the memories of Kelly and the unwavering support of a huge number of friends, they are ready to write the next part of his amazing story. He paid a moving tribute. It was Travolta's job to open the in memoriam part at the 2023 Academy Awards. When he talked about famous people who had died, like his co-stars Olivia Newton-John and Kirstie Alley, his voice got sad. He used Olivia's famous song Hopelessly Devoted to You from Grease, a bittersweet echo of how well they got along on film and in real life. He said that they had touched our hearts, made us laugh, and become dear friends that we will always love and have no doubt about. Travolta doesn't let sadness break him down, even though the last few years have been hard. He enjoys the little things in life and finds laughter and fun, even though he is sad. Journey through Japan in the summer of 2023, John Travolta went on a trip with his family and friends through Japan. His social media was filled with short stories about their happy trip, learning about other cultures, and getting closer as a family. Through the lens of his phone, we saw his kids, Ella and Benjamin, beaming as they walked around famous places with family friends. They were amazed by the ancient beauty of Japanese temples and lost in the glow of Tokyo's streets. We also caught glimpses of delicious sushi feasts and fun interactions with people selling food on the street. These shared times of exploring and having fun show that the family was deeply rooted in the culture and quickly moved past their sadness and loss. We have 2 exciting questions for John Travolta as he thinks about the next part of his life. What will John Travolta do next, and who might he hang out with next? Thanks for sticking around for another show. To see more, click the next movie on your screen.